Okay, welcome guys sa subject natin, MATH402, Review Mathematics. And for today's lesson, we will be discussing one of the field of trigonometry, which is plane trigonometry. Okay, so for this session, um, plane trigonometry. So for this session, learning outcomes natin is to enhance your knowledge in plane trigonometry and solve related engineering problems using the concept that we will discuss here in this uh, session. Okay, so last night or earlier this morning, I requested you guys to watch the primary video for this subject, which is about the fundamental formulas that we will be using here in this subject. But if you are not able to watch that particular video, we will still discuss them briefly lang, and then we will apply them into the formula or yung problem na kakaharapin natin. Alright? So, okay, so description of topics involved in trigonometry are as follows. So we have yung right triangle, yung Pythagorean theorem natin, special triangles, oblique triangles, law of sines and cosines, and lastly is trigonometric identities. Okay, so as we progress in our topics here in review mathematics, you will realize that every concept will be applied uh, or almost every topic that we will be discussing will be applied on future problems that we may encounter when solving other topics, no? So for this particular session, since trigonometry na tayo, meron tayong problems na word problems. So we are going to use the concept that we already know in algebra to translate or um, to understand the statements written in the word problem. Then we will just analyze it and apply the formulas needed in the problem. Okay, so let us start. Trigonometry. So it is a branch of mathematics that studies the relationship between the sides angles of a triangle. So once we uh, talk about trigonometry, laging nasa isip lang natin, si triangle lang ang bida dyan, no? From all of the polygons, si triangle lang yung pinag-uusapan natin kapag trigonometry tayo. When we want to talk about the other polygons na available sa atin, nandyan si geometry or more specifically si solid geometry para kay other polygons natin. But for triangles, meron siyang sariling branch or field, no? Kasi uh, mathematicians before discovered that the triangle, yung polygon na triangle natin, has many applications in real world situations. That's why they try to make a separate field for this one or a separate study for this one para mas mabigyan siya ng focus kasi lagi nga siya nagagamit sa field. Okay? So, uh, okay. So typical triangle natin is as shown. So we have here a right triangle. So later we will discuss what do we mean by right triangle now if you are not familiar yet. And then the word trigonometry is derived from the Greek words triangle or trigonon and measure-metron. Okay? So based from its definition pa lang, triangle lang talaga yung focus natin. Okay? Okay, sorry. Uh, boom. Okay. Next is yung branches ng trigonometry natin. So trigonometry is basically divided into two branches. We have yung plane trigonometry and spherical trigonometry. So for our subject, we will be discussing both. Pero for this session, we will just focus on plane trigonometry or yung trigonometry na nagde-deal with triangles in two dimensions of the plane. So meaning two dimensions of the plane, it's either XY axis lang tayo, no? So ibig sabihin yung Cartesian coordinate system natin ay XY lang. So kasi tinawag na plane trigonometry. And then once we go to spherical trigonometry, ang focus natin ngayon is yung surface ng sphere. So kung ang itsura ng triangle kapag plane trigonometry pinag-uusapan natin is ganyang right triangle, no? Sabi natin right triangle yan. Okay? Excuse me. Pagdating sa spherical trigonometry, yung itsura na niya is parang nag-cut ka ng part ng sphere or parang kung meron kang pakwan, tapos kinat mo siya, yung surface area niya. So, yun yung pinag-aaralan natin sa spherical trigonometry. No? So, yung triangle niya, usually ganyan yung itsura niya. Okay? So, dito, kumbaga straight lines yung ginagamit natin dito is naka-arc na yung mga lines natin. Kasi sa sphere tayo na kumukuha ng segment na triangular shape. Okay? Pero for this session, plane trigonometry lang tayo. Then plane trigonometry, study of plane triangle is has two general types ng triangle. So yun yung right triangle natin tsaka oblique triangle natin. So pag sinabing right triangle, meron tayong isang side na 90 degrees, no? One side is 90 degrees. Okay? So pag sinabing right triangle, alam natin lagi na yung isa niyan 90 degrees na. And the total angle, interior angle of a triangle is equal to 180 po, no? So always remember that. Kapag triangle, 180 degrees dapat yung total interior angle. So ano yung mga angle na yan? So itong angle na to, no, which is 90 nga, then itong angle na to, and itong 90 na to. Dapat lahat sila in total ay 180. Ngayon, paano naman kapag oblique triangle tayo? So si oblique triangle, ibig sabihin, type of triangle siya na wala tayong side na aabot ng 90 degrees. Okay, or walang 90 degree na side. So, ibig sabihin, we can have a triangle na ganyan ang itsura. Okay? So, each side or each interior angle, tawagin natin tong alpha, beta, tapos tawagin natin tong theta, no? So, each interior angle inside the triangle are different value or can be same value, pero hindi siya or none of them will be equals to 90 degrees. So, saan naglalaro yung ano niya, yung angle niya. So, pwedeng 0 degrees, 0 degrees to 90 degrees yung isang angle. And then yung iba, so ito ay dapat naka-less than, no? So, dapat, ayan. Okay. So, si angle na 0 degrees yung angle natin. Yan, kung nakakaintindi sila ng notation, no? Okay? And then dapat yung angle natin is also ayan, between 90 to 180 degrees. Okay? So, kamali to, no? Ito ay angle. Okay? So, yun, pagtawag natin ng oblique triangle. Okay? And then each type of triangle has its own set of formulas. So, kapag right triangle pinag-uusapan natin, ayan, diyan papasok itong property natin o yung ina-apply natin na trigonometric functions natin. Na yan is naka-refer doon sa figure presented, this one, no? So, right triangle tayo. So, we have a right triangle. So, yan, again, 90 degree to. Then, if we are considering this angle, okay, ang adjacent nitong angle na to, sabihin kadikit niya, is itong side na to. Then, kapag tumingin ka ulit dito, ang opposite niyan is this one. And then, ang hypotenuse natin is always the largest or the longest side of the right triangles, which is ito yun. So, kung halimbawa, itong angle na to yung pinag-uusapan natin, alin ang adjacent natin? Adjacent natin ngayon will be the reverse, no? Ito yung adjacent natin ngayon, and then ito yung opposite natin. Then si hypotenuse is the same lang. Okay? So, nagmamatter yung value ng trigonometric function natin dun sa kung anong angle yung nire-refer natin. So, you have to check kung anong angle yung binabasa nyo. So, halimbawa, may given, yan, si angle x tsaka si angle beta, no? Para pag pinapahanap po is anong value ni sin beta, no? B is sine beta. Okay? So kung tawagin natin itong A, B, C, tawagin itong B, tawagin ko itong A, tawagin ko itong C, yung longest side natin, ano yung maging value ng sine B? And as we all know, pag sinabing sine, that is opposite over hypotenuse. So ang opposite ni sine, beta tayo, so ito si beta, opposite niya is ito, si B. Okay? Then hypotenuse natin ay si C. So yun po. Na iba siya do sa value ng sine, ito tawagin natin alpha to, angle alpha. Alpha, na ang opposite niya ay A, and then ang hypotenuse natin ay C. So you have to be careful with that. Okay? And then one gasgas na mnemonic na ginagamit for trigonometric function is yun ngang SOHCAHTOA. So baka mamaya SOHCAHTOA tayo ng SOHCAHTOA pero hindi naman natin alam kung saan ang galing yung meaning ng SOHCAHTOA, no? So SOHCAHTOA, ibig sabihin, SOHCAHTOA, ibig sabihin sine opposite over hypotenuse, okay? Cosine adjacent over hypotenuse, tangent opposite over adjacent. Okay, kaya naging SOHCAHTOA yan. Then itong kabila, ang tawag dito, cosec, seka, kotao. So, coseko, sekha, and kotao. So, basically, yun lang din yun, no? Yan. Seka, kotao. Okay. Okay. So, ito pala yung whole, ano pala niya ang nakalagay, no? Yan. Okay, so, yun lang. Sana tandaan natin to. Yan. Then once we are solving na si right triangle, dyan natin pwede i-apply si tatawag natin Pythagorean theorem. So si Pythagorean theorem, gasgas na din dapat ito sa atin na it is the sum of the square of the legs of a right triangle na equal daw siya dun sa square ng hypotenuse natin. In symbol, ito yung legs natin, no? Yung dalawang shorter side natin, A and B, square daw niya yung sum niya, kaya A squared plus B squared equals daw siya sa square nung longest side natin, which is yung C. Okay? So, yan yung pinaka Pythagorean theorem natin. And then, punta tayo ngayon sa oblique triangle. So, once we are talking about oblique triangle, we are now focusing on another set of solution or equation. Gatawag natin law of sines at law of cosines. So, ano yung mga yan? Si law of sines. So, si law of sines, pwede mo siyang gamitin if yung oblique triangle mo is either, letter A, meron tayong two angles and one opposite side. And letter B, two sides and opposite angle. Ano ibig sabihin ng two angles and one opposite side? So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong triangle and then meron tayong dalawang angle, si alpha at si beta. Then meron tayong isang given na side. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag nakakita kayo ng given na ganyan, pwede mong i-apply sa sine law. Next, the letter B, two sides and an opposite angle. So, same lang din. So, halimbawa, A, B, C, B, tapos ito ay C, then meron tayong opposite na angle. So, itong alpha. So, sabihin, pwede natin i-apply si law of sine. Na ang formula niya is given as follows. Sabihin, yung ratio daw nung side natin all over nung interior, yung opposite na angle sa kanya, nung sine ng opposite angle sa kanya is equals dun sa side, isang side, then opposite ng angle niya. So, si B, kung alin ang opposite angle niya, ibig sabihin yung katapat niya. So, ito yun. Si C, ang opposite niya, ito. Si A, ang opposite niya, ito. Okay? So, huwag kayo malilito. Opposite lang tayo. Okay? Yeah. And once you satisfy any of the following condition, pwede nyo gamitin si sine law. Kapag hindi pwede sa sine law, andyan yung tatawag natin cosine law. Na meron din siyang two criteria para pwede mo siya magamit. Ang ano niya, kapag meron daw tayong two-side and included angle, okay? So, yung kanina, opposite angle. Two-side and an opposite angle. Ngayon, included angle siya. So, ibig sabihin, kung meron tayong given na side B tsaka side C, dapat yung included niya is yung angle between them. So, alin ang angle between them? Ito yung side na given, tsaka ito, yung angle between them ay ito. So, dapat ito yung given na angle natin. Dapat yan yung may value. Once ganyan yung given nyo, pwede nyo gamitin si cosine law. And yung isa is kapag three sides are given. So, ang bawa, yan, ABC ulit tayo. So, CBA. So, yan, lahat may value tong side na to. Okay? Pwede natin gamitin si cosine law. So, paano ginagamit si cosine law? Using this formula na ang para madali siyang matandaan, pipili ka muna ng included angle, no? Na isang angle. So, halimbawa, ito yung angle mo. Okay? Yung naka-equate sa buong equation is yung katapat niyang side. So, dito si theta, si alpha, yung angle natin. So, ito yung hinahanap natin, ibig sabihin, si a squared. I-square mo daw yan, equals dun sa square nung side nung na nasa side nung included angle natin, okay? Minus 2 times nung CB or BC, okay? Which is the same yan dito. Okay, baliktad lang yung sulat ko. Okay, cosine of your interior angle. Sorry, nalimutan ko yung cosine. Okay? Hindi A yung ginamit, no? Alpha. Okay? So, halimbawa, may given ulit kayo. Ibahin natin. Okay, so halimbawa, itong beta na to ang hinahanap natin. So, paano natin makukuha? Alin makukuha natin na side? Halimbawa, given tong A at B na side, ito yung included angle natin. Anong side na pwede natin makuha? So, yung titingnan natin yung included angle, yung beta, no? Yung katapat niya, so ibig sabihin ito yung pwede natin makuha ang value, c squared is equals to sa square nung two side minus 2 times multiply ng two side cosine nung angle na tinapat natin sa cosine. Okay? So, yun lang yung siguro one way para mas maano natin siya, matandaan natin siya. Okay? And then, ayan, yung trigonometric identities natin na I hope I don't require you to memorize them, no? Pero later sa ano natin, I'm assuming may copy kayo, no? Doon sa problem natin kapag gagamitin natin tong trigonometric identities na to. Kasi this will be also useful doon sa differential calculus natin tsaka sa integral calculus natin. Okay? Right? So, I guess pwede na tayo mag-board problem. Okay? So, ayan, board problem number 1. Used in ECE board 1999. Okay. Question is, if secant squared A is equals to 5 halves, the quantity 1 minus sine squared A is equivalent to what value? Okay, so yun yung first question sa atin. Okay. Wait lang ha. Okay, so secant A squared is equals to 5 halves. So ano ba ibig sabihin ng secant squared A? Is equals to 5 halves daw. So ito, pwede din tong i-represent as secant A squared is equals to 5 halves. Okay? Or pwede natin ting i-represent ang opposite ng secant, 'di ba? Sine, cosine, tangent, tapos ito ay cosecant, secant, tsaka cotangent. Okay? So, anong kabaliktaran ng secant? Siya ay cosine. Mas balito kayo pag ganito yung solution. Okay. I-reason natin to bago natin yung solution natin. So, tingnan natin isa sa trigonometric identity natin. Ito. Yung sine daw, sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is equals to 1. Okay? So, sine squared A plus cosine squared A is equals to 1. Ang pinapanap sa atin is 1 minus sine squared A. Okay? So, pwedeng gagawin natin, tatranspose natin to sa other side. That will be cosine squared A is equals to 1 minus sine squared A. Okay? Then meron tayong given na secant squared A is equals to 5 halves. Eh, si secant natin, ang reciprocal niya or ang ano niya, ang inverse niya is 1 over cosine of A. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag binaliktad natin itong secant, pwede siyang cosine squared A is equals to 2/5. Okay? So, pwede natin itong substitute dun sa first equation natin dito. Okay? So, this will be 2/5 equals to 1 minus sine squared A. And, ayan. So, pinapahanap na value is 1 minus sine squared A. So, this will be our answer na agad. Okay? So, using Pythagorean identity, nakuha natin yung 1 minus sine squared. Okay? And then ito is yung inverse relation lang naman natin, which is ito, reciprocal identities natin. Ng secant theta is equals to 1 minus cosine, tsaka ito. Okay? Next. If sine 3a is equals to cosine 6b, then what is a plus 2b? Okay. So, pinapahanap ngayon yung value na a plus 2b given yung values natin na yan. So, paano natin i-calculate ngayon yan? Okay. Sine 3a is equals to cosine 6b. Okay ha? Let me check. Nawawala ako. Okay. So, puntahan natin tong relation natin dito. Given ba siya? Okay. So, wala siya dun sa given natin. So, ang trigonometry, meron tayong relation na si sine theta, equivalent yan sa cosine of 90 minus theta. So, yan yung isang relationship ng mismong sine and cosine. So, ibig sabihin, if we have an angle na sine 3a, pwede natin i-represent ngayon si kabilang side as cosine 90 minus 3a. Okay? So, using this, pwede natin itong substitute ngayon doon sa original natin na si sin 3a is equals to cosine 90 minus 3a. Substitute ko na pala. So, cosine of 90 minus 3a is equals to cosine of 6b. Okay? Then since both side of the equation merong cosine, pwede natin siyang i-remove parehas. So that will be 90 minus 3a is equals to 6b. Pero kailangan natin is a plus 2b. And as we can see, all of the given numbers or yung coefficient of each numbers are divisible by 3. So we can divide both sides of the equation by 3. So this will be 30 minus a is equals to 2b. Then we just have to transpose yung a. So that will be a plus 2b is equals to 30. So this will be our answer for this given problem. Okay? So ito yung relationship na binanggit niya. Okay? I think doon sa video, napakita to doon sa video na binigay ko, no? Doon sa primer. Okay? Next is ayan, Seaboard 1992. Find the value of sine of arc cosine 1517. Okay? So in symbol that is sine, as arc cosine is cosine -1 15/17. Okay? So, ibig sabihin yan yung given natin. So, focus muna tayo doon sa loob ng sign. So, doon tayo sa cosine, -1, 15/17 equal siya to a certain number. Tawagin ko yung certain number na yon as x, no? Okay? Or a certain angle, okay? So, pag binaliktad natin to, pag kinuha ulit natin yung inverse ng cosine ng arc cosine, that is equals to 15/17 equals to cosine of x. Okay? And then kung meron tayong right triangle, ano ibig sabihin ng cosine? So, halimbawa, ito si x. Cosine is, again, adjacent over hypotenuse. So, adjacent natin will be yung nasa taas niya. Ito yung adjacent natin. Then, this will be our hypotenuse. So, this will be 15 over yung hypotenuse natin 17. So, para makuha natin tong unknown side, tawagin natin A. Gamitan natin ng Pythagorean theorem. Okay? So, A squared plus 15 squared is equals to 17 squared. So, A squared is equals to 17 squared minus 15 squared. So, A will be equals to, sakto pala to. So, this is A equals to 8. Okay? So, may value tayo ng 8. Ang pinapanap sa atin is sine of arc cosine. So, paano natin ngayon nahanapin si sine? So, mula kay dito, sine natin is opposite over hypotenuse. So, ibig sabihin, sine nung value na hinahanap natin, which is, ito yon, yung arc cosine natin, nilet natin equal sa x. So, ito yung x na yon. Yan. Same yan, no? Is equals to, opposite again is 8, and hypotenuse natin is 17. So, our answer is this one. Okay? Question so far? Okay, question. Okay. Next. Ayan. 2 sine cosine, 2 sine x cosine x minus cosine x over 1 minus sine x plus sine squared x minus cosine squared x. Okay. So, paano daw natin pwedeng ano to, i-evaluate or i-simplify? So, using trigonometric identities tayo nito, no? So, first one, pwede tayong mag-factor out dun sa taas. Pwede natin factor si cosine x, no? Then this will be 2 sine x minus 1 all over. Yung sa denominator natin, what we can do is, pwede tayo mag-grouping ng terms. Okay? And dun sa identity natin, kung babalikan natin yung identity, meron tayong value for 1 minus cosine squared. Okay? Na alam natin, di ba, from sine squared x plus cosine squared x is equals to 1. So, 1 minus cosine squared x equals yan sa sine squared x. So, ibig sabihin, itong sa ilalim, pwede natin ilagay 1 minus cosine squared x, ni-rearrange ko lang, plus sine squared x minus sine x. Okay? And then, simplify muna natin yung denominator. Copy lang muna natin yung numerator. So, again, ito will be equal to sine squared x. Okay? So, sine squared x plus sine squared x minus sine x. Okay? And then, simplify. We have cosine x, 2 sine x minus 1 all over 2 sine squared x minus sine x. Okay? And then, Since meron tayong common factor ngayon sa denominator natin, what we can do is factor out yung sin x natin. So we have cosine x times 2 sin x minus 1 all over. Factor out natin yung sin x. That will be 2 sin x minus 1. Okay? Then as you can see, both factors are present in both in numerator and denominator. So natira is cosine x over sin x, which is equivalent to what particular trigonometric function? Anyone? Cosine x over sin x. Anong equivalence na trigonometric function yan? Kung si tangent is sin x over cosine x, ano si cosine x?
Cotangent.
Cotangent. Thank you. So that will be cotangent of x. So that will be our final answer for this particular problem. Okay? Okay, so I think this particular problems involving identities is hanggang dito lang, no? Yung next will be application tayo. Okay, next is ME board. Okay, so a man standing on a 48.5-meter building high has an eyesight height of 1.5 meter from the top of the building. Okay, sige, i-drawing na muna natin. So may building, no? Yan daw. Okay, a man standing on a 48.5-meter building height. So may tao dito sa taas, no? So yung taas ng building na yon is 48.5 meters. Okay? Has an eyesight height of 1.5 meters from the top of the building. Took a depression reading from the top of another nearby building. Okay? So mayroon siyang katabing building, and then mula dun sa kinatatayuan niya, meron daw siyang eyesight na 1.5 meters. So ano yung 1.5 meters from the top of the building? So so an eyesight height. So eyesight height ito 'yon, ano? Okay? And then may depression siya. So ibig sabihin pag depression mula sa level of sight natin, ang tingin natin is pababa, no? Dito. Okay? So ito ang bawa yung eyeball natin, no? Yan. Depression natin is yung angle na ma-measure natin mula dito. Okay? And then pag tumingin tayo pataas, elevation yan. Okay, so ibig sabihin meron siyang tinitingnan na nearby building. Okay? Na pag silip niya is ano to? Took a depression reading from the top of another building and nearest wall. So this will be yung tingin niya papunta dito. Okay? And yung tingin niya sa dito sa wall. Okay? So kung ito yung line of sight natin, ito yung 50 degrees natin, and then itong another ano natin, ito yung 80 degrees natin. Okay? Find the height of the nearby building in meters. Okay? So ito yung pinapahanap sa atin. Okay? Then the man is standing at the edge of the building and both buildings lie in the same horizontal plane. Okay? Ay pinapahanap yung height ng building. So tama ba yung problem ko? Okay. So meron siyang eyesight of 1.5 meters from the top of the building. So mula dito sa pinakataas, no, as you can see, meron tayo na form na right triangle, no? Okay? Itong right triangle na to. Okay? Na pag i-identify natin yung height niya, so yung pinaka total height mula dun sa eyesight ni man papunta dun sa bottom ng building kung saan siya nakatayo is 48.5 plus 1.5, which is equals to 50 meters. Okay? And then, kung i-measure natin to, so magka-level to dito, no? Yan. So, kung 50 meters to, and then h to, ano itong distance na to? Meaning that is 50 minus h. Okay? And ang pinapahanap sa atin is yung height ng building. So, again, ito yung pwede nating ma-form na triangle. Okay? So, meron tayong isa na ang value niya 50 degrees, 50 minus h, no? And yung isa 80 tapos to ay h. Okay? So, what do you think we can do para ma-identify yung value ni h? Hindi to h, sorry. So, this is 50 meters. Okay? So, yan. Nabusan na ako ng space. Wait lang. Kasi natin to ha. So, pag itong triangle natin pinag-usapan natin, pwede tayong makuha ang side, which is ito, yung distance nung building ni man papunta doon sa distance ng nearby, no? Okay? So using muna yung big triangle natin, paliitin ko na lang yung drawing, no? So this is again 80 degrees tayo dito. And then yung height natin will be yung 50 meters. Then hanapin natin yung x natin. Sa figure, ang x natin is ito. Okay? Then using right triangle, pag ito yung angle natin, anong tawag natin kay x? Adjacent, opposite.
Adjacent.
Okay? So may ganyan malinaw, no? So pag ang given natin is opposite tsaka adjacent, so anong trigonometric function tayo? Opposite adjacent, so TOA, no? Opposite adjacent, so tangent of 80 degrees is equals to 50 over x, or cross multiply natin, that will be, or pag-interchange natin, tangent of 80. So value of x will be equal to 50 all over tangent of 80. So that is 8.816. This is in meters. Okay? Yan. So yan yung value ng x natin. And then we can now consider tong anong to, triangle na to with height nito is 50 minus h, and then tong side na to is the same as x, no? So yung triangle na kasunod, this will be 50 minus h, which is yung unknown natin. Then ito yung x, which is the calculated value lang natin. And then this is equivalent to 50. Okay? So using the same trigonometric function, so tangent of 50 is equals to 50 minus h all over 8.816. Okay? So para makuha si h will be equals to 50 minus 8.816 tangent of 50. So i-calculate nyo lang. So 50 minus 8.816 tangent of 50. Okay, make sure naka-degrees yung calculator nyo, no? So value of h is equals to 39.49. Okay, 494 or 49 meters. Okay? Which is, kung titingnan natin sa diagram natin, is lower dito sa building na kinatatayuan ng man natin, yung observer natin, which is correct, no? Kasi kung halimbawa, the value of this one will be higher than 50, then baka may mali sa solution nyo kasi dapat yung pagkaka line of sight nung observer natin is pababa. So dapat tama yung makuha natin value na lesser than 50 meters yung height na calculate natin. Okay? Okay, next. Okay, so a ship started sailing south 42 degrees 35 minutes of west at the rate of 5 kilometers per hour. After 2 hours, ship B started at the same port going north of 46 degrees 20 minutes west at the rate of 7 kilometers per hour. After how many hours will the second ship be exactly north of ship A? Okay, be exactly north of ship A. Okay, so to understand the problem, we have to ano muna, i-drawing muna natin siya. Okay, so let's say ito yung port area natin. So ito na, tawag natin itong port. Okay, yung first ship natin sailed mula dun sa southwest. So mula sa compass natin, okay? Ang southwest natin is ito, no? And paano nakukuha sa southwest? Ibig sabihin south papunta kay west. Okay? Ayun yung southwest natin. So, ibig sabihin, mula dito sa port natin, magta-travel tayo ng ganyan. So, ito yung Cartesian natin, ha? Okay? So, let's say ito yung position ni A, no? Kasi after 2 hours, si ship B, aalis pa lang dun sa port, no? So, ibig sabihin, after 2 hours, ito yung location niya nung unang ship natin. Si ship B, pupunta siya ng northwest. So, northwest tayo. So, dito. And ang northwest is from north to west. So, ito. Okay? So, ito lalagyan ko lang. So, ito yung angle natin na south 42 degrees 35 minute west. Okay? Ang tinatanong is how many hours will the second ship be exactly north of A? So, ibig sabihin exactly north. So, ito yung position ni A. Tinuloy niya yung yung pag-travel niya. Okay? Kailan siya magiging dito? Katapat na katapat. Okay? So, sa ship B, tapos ito yung kanyang, ayan, ito yung tinravel niya na N 46 degrees 20 minute west. Okay? So, ayan. Paano natin analyze yan? So, ang nangyari again is from the same port, si ship A, naglayag siya, no? Halimbawa, ito, dito siya nagsimula. Okay? Sabihin natin, after 2 hours, 2 hours nandito na si A sa point na to. Okay? So, tawagin natin itong point. 2 hours, no? Nung 2 hours na siya, nandito na si A. Ngayon, nung 2 hours na yun, merong papaalis sa port ulit na B, no? So, habang binabagtas ni ship A, papunta ulit sa bagong location niya, kailan daw sila magmi-meet, no? Dito, no? Na directly north ni ship A si ship B. Okay? Ang given sa atin is yung rate ng takbo nila. Okay? So, kailangan natin sa triangle is distance. So, anong pwedeng formula gamitin natin? So, ibig sabihin, pwede yung speed is equals to distance over time or rate is equals to distance over time. Okay? So, para makuha si distance, magigilang yan, distance is equals to rate times time. No? Okay? So, ano yung rate natin? So, dito, mula dito sa port, papunta dito, ito yung 2 hours. So, kung 5 kilometers per hour siya, ibig sabihin itong distance na to is ilan? Ilan yung distance na yon? 5 kilometers per hour in 2 hours. Okay? So 10 kilometers to. Okay? And then itong position na to, itong distance na to, ano yung value niya? Since hindi natin alam kung gaano katagal, yun yung unknown natin, sabihin kailangan lang natin ng rate times time. I-let natin t is equals to uh, time to get ship B exactly north of ship A. Okay? So, ibig sabihin from mula dito sa port na to, muna dito, ang rate ni B is 7 kilometers per hour. So, mula doon, 7 kilometers per hour times time. Yun yung distance natin. So, ibig sabihin ito ay 7T. Okay? And then itong side na to, yung unknown pa natin isa, 5 kilometers per hour. So, ito ay 5T. Okay? So, meron na tayong triangle. So, yung triangle natin, meron tayong two sides, 7T, tsaka itong 10 plus 5T. No? So, drawing natin yan. Okay, so ito ay 7T. Ito ay 10 plus 5T mula doon sa figure natin. So, ano yung pang-angle natin? So, this angle is alternating dito sa angle na to and this angle are equal, no? Same dito, kung ang angle na to, equal yan dito sa angle na to. Kasi parallel tong side na to. Okay? So, alternating angle sila. So, ibig sabihin, dito sa side na to, this is 42 degrees, 35 minutes. And this one is 46 degrees, 20 minutes. Okay? And ano yung papansin natin? Meron tayong angle, may opposite tayo. Meron tayong angle, then meron tayong opposite. What particular oblique triangle formula pwede natin gamitin? Sine or cosine?
Cosine.
Sine.
Okay, sine, no? Pag cosine, kailangan meron tayo ay included angle, which is ito yon. Ang included dito ay ito. Sorry. Okay, kasi ito yung side natin, ito yung side natin na may value. Ang included niya is ito. Although makukuha din naman natin yung value nun kasi meron tayong dalawang value, no? 180 minus tong dalawang to. Yun yung value ng side na yun. Pero kung mag-stick tayo doon sa given, we can use sine law. Mamaya, try natin kung pwede natin yung cosine law, no? Kung same lang yung value. So, kung itong angle na tong kukunin ko, ang opposite niya is ito. So, 10 plus 5t all over sine of 46 degrees, 20 minutes. Is equals daw yan sa 70 all over sine of 40, ano ba yun? 42 degrees, 35 minutes. Okay? So, simplify natin. O siguro kunin na natin yung ano niya, yung equivalent decimal value nung sine 42 tsaka 35 minutes. So ay 0.677 10 plus 5t. So kinos multiply ko lang ha. So ay 70 times sine 46 degrees 20 minutes. So this is 0.723. Okay? So distribute natin to. This will be 6.77 plus 33.85t is equals to 5.061t. Okay, combine natin yung like terms. So, nagiging negative yung value. Okay, let's check nga ulit yung problem. Okay. Sine 46. Okay, kaya pala. Ito, mali ito. Okay, so this is 6.77 plus 3.3850. Okay, ayan. So transpose natin, combine natin yung like term. So ito, ilipat natin sa kabila. I-minus na natin. So 6.77 is equals to 5.061 minus 3.385. That will be 1.676. T. Divide natin both sides by 1.676. 676. So T natin will be equals to 6.77 over that value. 4.04 hours. Okay? So this is our answer for this problem. Okay? Pero paano pag halimbawa, tatry natin yung cosine law. Okay? Kinuha natin to. Okay? Yung angle na yan, makukuha natin 180 minus itong angle na to. Tawagan natin itong A, tawagan natin B. A minus B. Okay? So yung value niyan is minus 40, 2 degrees 35 minutes. This is 91 degrees 5 minutes. Okay? So, para i-apply si cosine law, so we will have pero unknown sa atin tong side na to, no? Hindi natin alam. And kung aanoin natin, hindi naman pinapahanap yung actual distance nito. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, it will be a waste of time na kukumputin mo muna itong value nitong side na to using sine law. Okay? Tapos tsaka mo kukunin yung kung ano yung sagot dito sa dalawang side. Okay? So I guess the best solution for this problem is yung sine law na natin. Okay? So siguro try na lang to use cosine law. Gagawin nyo, i-sine law nyo muna, sine law, tapos get nyo yung value ng x, and then cosine law, get nyo yung value ni t. Okay? So siguro practice nyo na lang kung paano kung ang lalabas is 4.04 hours din ang lalabas. Okay? Next. A pole casts a shadow 15 meters long when the angle of elevation of the sun is 61 degrees. If the pole is leaned 15 degrees from the vertical directly toward the sun, determine the length of the pole. Okay. So, meron tayong yung pole natin. Sabihin natin may itsura niya. And para magkasya ng shadow, kailangan meron siyang ano sa isang side. No? So, halimbawa, dito yung araw. And then, pag nandyan yung araw, syempre yung cast ng shadow niya is papunta dito, no? Ito yung shadow natin. Pwede natin yung kulay. Okay, so ito yung shadow niya. Okay, 15 meters long yung shadow. The angle of elevation of the sun is 61 degrees. So, ibig sabihin from dun sa shadow, papunta dun sa sun. Okay. Yeah. Tama ba? Bawasan natin yung pole para tumama lang doon sa triangle natin. Ayan. So, yan. So, yan. Angle of elevation daw natin is 61 degrees. And then, yung isang condition natin is kapag nag-lean daw 15 degrees towards the sun. Okay? So, yung another scenario natin is itong ano natin is magli-lean siya dito. Aha. If the pole is lean 15 degrees from the vertical. Okay. So, dapat nakali na siya bago siya nag-cast nung ano. Okay. So, kung ito yung vertical side natin, then maglilin tayo ng 15 degrees. So, halimbawa, ito na yung magiging pole natin. Okay. So, mula dito sa sun, ayan. 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 So, nag-lean daw siya ng 15 degrees mula doon sa horizontal, doon sa vertical. Okay? Pinapahanap is, what is the length of the pole? So, ano itong length na to? X na to. Okay? So, yan yung given natin. So, a pole casts a shadow 15 meters long when the angle of elevation of the sun is 61 degrees. If the pole is leaned 15 degrees from the vertical directly towards the sun, determine the length of the pole. Okay? So, paano natin ngayon identify ito? Okay. So, paano natin makukuha tong angle na to? Ano yung nakikita natin? Ito. Right triangle ba to? Yes, no? Right triangle siya kasi directly vertical to. Okay. Kung right triangle yan, so ibig sabihin itong angle nito is 90. Okay? So, ibig sabihin itong angle na tong mula sa baba papunta dito sa wall is 90 plus 15. Okay? And then 61 to. So, theta yung hinahanap natin. Ang total ng isang triangle is again 180, no? So, ito yung figure natin ngayon. Okay, so 61 to. And then ito is 105. Then ditong theta natin will be equals to theta is equals to 180 minus 61 minus 105. And that is equals to 14 degrees. Okay? Degrees. Alright? So kung meron tayong values ng angle, meron tayong side na isa. 15. So 3 angles and 1 side. Ang pinapahanap sa atin is itong length na to. Okay? So what particular law ang gagamitin natin? Tingin nyo. Meron tayong given na tatlong angle, interior angle. Meron tayong isang side na unknown.
Cosine.
Cosine. So, sa cosine, dapat meron tayong 2 given na side and then meron tayong included angle. So, itong side na to is given. Ito is unknown. So, ito, included angle niya. So, pwede natin gamitin. Ba? Kasi di ba kasama pa yung opposite niya kapag cosine. Itong value nito. So, magiging dalawa yung unknown natin. So, hindi natin directly masa-solve. Pag ito naman yung consider natin na side, dalawang side, ito yung included angle niya. Unknown sa atin tong side na to, unknown tong side na to. Ito lang yung meron tayong value. So, dalawa ulit yung unknown natin. Same as this one, kapag itong side na to and side na to, included angle natin ito. So, ito unknown siya. And then ito, known siya. Pero meron ulit tayo isa pang unknown. Okay? So, kahit anong side yung pili natin kapag cosine law, will not work kasi dalawa yung unknown. So, mas madali ngayon si sine law. Okay? So, anong side yung kukunin natin? Siyempre, yung side na may given na tayo. Itong side na to and yung unknown na side na hinahanap natin. Pag chinek natin yung opposite na angle nito, ito yon ay nakalculate naman natin. Saktong-sakto yan. 14 degrees yan. So, may value na tayo. Ito yung isang side, tapos ang katapat niyang angle is itong 61. May value na din siya. So, isa na lang yung unknown natin. Okay? So we can use yung ating sine law. So this will be 15 over sine of 14 is equals to x over sine of 61. So we can calculate x as 15 sine 61 over sine of 14. So direct substitution na lang sa calcu, and our answer will be 54.229 meters. Okay? So this will be our answer. Yung length ng pole natin. Okay, so ngayon, paano kung gusto mo talagang gamitin yung cosine law? Ang kailangan mo is identify ka muna ng isa pang side using sine law. So babalik at babalik ka pa din dito. So kung halimbawa, ang ginawa mo, kinuha mo tong y na side. Okay lang din. Gagawin mo, sine law ka, then get mo yung, tawagin natin tong y, get y. Okay? Once nakakuha mo yung y, ang gagamitin mo ngayon is cosine law. Okay? Ang gagawin mong formula will be x squared. Okay? Ito yung opposite. Ito may value ka na kasi na-calculate mo using sine law, di ba? So that will be 15 squared plus y squared minus 2 times 15 times y cosine of 61. Okay? So kung ano yung makuha nating value ni y, ni x, dapat parehas nito. Okay? So sige nga, pakita na nga natin para practice. So ito ko muna calculate yung y ha. So y over sine of 105 is equals to 15 over sine 14. So si y, pag kinalculate natin, will be equals to 15 times sine 105 all over sine 14. So it will be 59.891 meters. Then substitute nyo yun dito sa value dito. Okay? 15 squared plus yung value ng y minus 2 times 15 times value ng y cosine of 61. Then square root natin yung answer. Ang lalabas ng nasagot ay 54.229, which is exactly equal nito. Okay? So, basta alam niyo yung angle o yung side na tinutukoy dun sa sine law and cosine law, I think you can use both in any scenario. Okay? Pero kung gusto mo mas mapadali yung solution mo or hindi ka nahahaba ng solution, you need to identify first kung ano yung given na side and interior angle. Then, i-satisfy mo dun sa condition na diniscuss natin kanina. Okay? Okay, I think this is the last problem. Okay, ME board. So we have a PLDT tower and a monument stand on a level plane. The angles of depression of the top and bottom of the monument viewed from the top of the PLDT tower at 13 degrees and 35 degrees respectively. The height of the tower is 50 meters. Find the height of the monument. Okay, so almost the same nung sa building natin kanina to, no? So, let's say ito yung tower ng ano, okay, so ito yung monumento natin. Yan, halimbawa monumento yan ha. Then ito halimbawa yung tower ng PLDT natin. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, so sabi, level plane, angle of depression from the top and bottom of the monument. So ito yung sa top. Ito yung top. Ito yung bottom. Okay, so ito yung line of sight natin. Given daw siya as 13 degrees And then yung isa is 35 degrees. Okay? The height of the tower is 50 meters. So given to 50 meters, find the height of the monument. So height ito. Okay? So siguro same solution tayo kanina, no? You have to identify muna yung distance ng tower papunta dun sa monument natin. Okay? And we can do that by considering tong triangle na to. Okay? So yung triangle na yon is equal sa yung height ng tower. And then yung depression natin from the bottom is 35. Then ito yung x natin. So opposite adjacent, so tangent of 35, that will be 50 over x, or x is equals to 50 over tangent of 35, or equals to 50 over tangent ng 35. That is 71.407 meters. Okay? And we will now use the other triangle. So ito, para ma-identify yung h. So mula dito sa projection natin ng tower, no? Ang height na to is equals to 50 minus h. Okay? So yung isang triangle natin will be this one, 50 minus h, and then this will be 13, and then ito yung value ng x natin. So same function tayo. Tangent of 13 degrees will be equals to 50 minus h all over x. So x tangent 13 is equals to 50 minus h. So h natin will be equals to 50 minus 71.407 times tangent of 13. Okay? So calculate natin. 50 minus tangent of 13. That is 33.514 meters. Okay? So this will be our answer for this problem. Okay? So almost the same as the first problem, I think. Right?
Yes, no, sir.
Okay. So, ayan. So this ends our lecture for today. So if you want, ayan, nag-promote na ng channel si Sir, no? Ayan, you may visit yung YouTube, no? Meron akong mga subjects dyan. If you want to review yung other, ano. Then I'm thinking kung sasabay tayo sa schedule of prelim exam next week, no? Maybe I'll announce na lang before ah, mag-start ang Monday, no? Kung mag-exam tayo by next week. Pag hindi, i-ano natin, i-adjust natin ng 1 week. Okay? Question? Okay, so if you don't have any more question, this ends our lecture for today.